just bought a MINELAB Manticore. Here are 5 beginner tips which will help you on your journey to mastering the Manticore. Let's get into it. Right folks, let's start off with arguably one of the most important tips for beginners, in my opinion anyway, and that is dig everything. No matter what machine you're on, if you dig everything as a beginner, you'll start to slowly recall which signals are the ones you shouldn't be digging and which signals you should be digging. Now this can be helped on the Manticore, and this is what I recommend. If you're a beginner, turn off the horseshoe. Now turning off the horseshoe stops the all metal mode. It allows your machine to start distinguishing between good and bad signals for you. It will cancel out the iron volumes so that all that is left are signals that you should be digging. Really simple, and that's why it's great for beginners. So the next thing I want to highlight is, if you're a beginner, the worst thing you can do is go onto a machine and then get overwhelmed by everything and then not enjoy what you're doing, because you want to enjoy it. So I recommend start off with the simple settings like I have on now. You can change around your stability, you can change to noise cancel and a few other things, but don't go too far into the expert and the really complex stuff like stabilizer and discrimination patterns just yet. Get really good at knowing your signals and what they could be, and then start diving into the more complex ones. I think that will bring your machine so much more to life, so that you start to understand your settings so much more on a deeper level. And it really helped me doing that way. As someone who's been using the Manticore for years now, when I started using the Manticore, I can't lie, I was a little bit overwhelmed. But because I stayed on the simpler settings and slowly, gradually got used to the complex ones, it brought it all back, and so I finally started understanding the Manticore so much more. Everyone can agree that starting any machine for the first time can be quite overwhelming and can be quite tough. Which is why for my next tip, I recommend that if you're a beginner of a machine, go online, look at videos, look at group chats, look at groups. On Facebook, there are so many different groups. For example, on the Manticore, you have so many different groups online which are out there to help you, especially videos on YouTube and other platforms like TikTok and Instagram. It's out there. Just have a look, watch people how they do stuff. That's how I learned. I had Luke Van Ashk, I had Digger Dan, I had loads of people help me for so many different reasons and machines and features. So my next tip is about the sensitivity. Please don't make the same mistake I did and overestimate your sensitivity. You may think, oh, the Manticore has 35 sensitivity. That's awesome. I'm going to use it to its fullest capabilities. Don't. Okay? Though it has the power, it also brings a lot of overwhelming signals and interference and chatter. It's not worth it. You're far better to use lower sensitivity like the mid-20s, the low 20s or the high teens, which brings out a lot clearer signals and doesn't give you as much interference. So that's what I recommend, because I made the same mistake when I first started the Manticore, and I put it at 29 sensitivity, 28 sensitivity, and that brought up so much chatter and made it so much harder for me to detect with. So bring it lower. Personally, I stick to around 23, 24, and keep it low and don't overestimate it. For my last tip, for those who are starting off with the Manticore, please stay persistent and consistent with using the Manticore. The more you use it, the better you'll be. It's as simple as that. It's as simple with any machine. The more you use it, the better you'll be. This machine can only take you so far. So the more times you use it and get a greater understanding for it, the better your outcome of finding something will be. So please stay consistent and please carry on detecting with it and try understanding it as best you can, because that makes detecting and finding stuff so much easier. And there you have it folks, those are my 5 beginner tips for those starting on the Manticore. Now let me know in the comments down below if you think I've missed out some top beginner tips for the Manticore. Let me know in the comments down below, and with that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next.